We'll talk about that.
It's quite poor. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Ian, and in these series of videos we're setting up a Fender Stratocaster. If this is the first time that you've been here, there are others in this series and they are linked down below in the description. We've checked the guitar over, we've shown how to hardtail it, we've looked at the electrics and how to service them, and we've just in the last video been looking at how to lemon oil and protect the fretboard. We're now going to restring the guitar and we're going to start looking at the tremolo system. In terms of the type of guitar string, I tend to use just a set of regular slinkies, but they do a whole range of different gauges in these strings. I'll put a link down below if you're interested in buying them, but that's if you like, I'm not a lead player, so that's a good all-round set of strings, and let's get on with stringing it. So you'll see that I've pushed them all through from the back of the guitar. So to string this Stratocaster, the first thing, or the easiest way of doing it, is to have one of these things. This thing is called a string winder. They're not particularly expensive, maybe about £5, something like that. I'll put a link to one down below. And it just makes the whole process a little bit easier when we come to actually wind the strings on. So, taking the 6 string, first thing we do, we put it through there. The best way to find out how much string you actually need to wind round the post up here is feed the string through, and then round about the 7th fret, hold your hand like that, and if I just, what I'm doing is I'm actually bending the string at that point to there, get the string winder and then start to wind around while I'm holding it. Let's move it into a different position. Is that better? So you can see there. I'm holding it tight the whole time, so we get a nice wind on the string. It's probably okay. So let's try the next one. Through the post, just get the other strings out of the way. Seventh fret, hold my hand up like that, bend, and then need a bit more height on there. So now we can So now I'm going to do all of the other strings, but just before I do that, I want to show you how I can put a little bit of stretch into the strings. The reason that we do this is once you've restrung a guitar for the first time, it will go out of tune a lot more. And if we put a little bit of stretch in the strings already, then it might help that process. So rather it taking, say, it can take anything up to a week with certain strings, but it might just shorten that process, or you won't have to tune it as much when the guitar strings are new. So the way that we do this is just hold it at the first fret and just pull the string to put a little bit of stretch in it all the way down. Like that, all the way down. And I'll do the second string, so same again, lift it, hold it, lift and hold all the way down to put some stretch in. So I'm now going to restring the whole guitar. So there's our guitar strung. Now I haven't tuned it yet, so the next thing to do is to give it the first tune. I will then usually try and leave it probably for at least a couple of hours. The whole thing about this whole process of setting up a Stratocaster is that you need to be tuning and retuning an awful lot. That's just part of the process, because every time we make an adjustment, we'll retune, so you get used to tuning the guitar an awful lot. And the best thing I use to tune a guitar is one of these things. This is a little guitar tuner. It'll actually tune anything because it's got a chromatic scale. It's got bass, guitar or chromatic, so you can use you can literally tune a violin or anything else. Now, because the strings are new, you have to be a little bit more careful, and although we've put a little bit of stretch in them, and I'm going to do that again, I'm going to just go through putting a little bit more stretch in before I actually start tuning it, we are more likely to break a string at this point because the strings are new and we haven't got the right amount of stretch in them. So let's just quickly go through our business of stretching them. You'll also notice that I haven't cut the ends off yet. Now the reason I haven't cut these ends off is because if I have to take a guitar string off for whatever reason, I won't, I'll find it harder to put the guitar string back on if I've already cut the ends off. So I'll cut the ends off towards the end. We never leave them on because they just look a mess really, and it's easy just to cut them off. But now is not the time to do that. We'll tune it, make sure that we're happy with the pitch of it, and before we probably get on to doing things like neck relief, we'll probably cut them off then. So I've got some stretch in there, and now we'll start tuning. Now the way this guitar tuner works is it'll show red until it's in tune, and then the whole of the display will go green. You'll see other types of tuners like this that they might not go green at all, there might be a different colour, but I prefer using this one because it's very simple in the fact that everything is red, sharp or flat, until you hit the actual note that you're trying to tune, and then it'll all go green. And I tend to find that they're pretty accurate. You can also use a phone app, a mobile phone app, but I've always tended to find them as slightly less accurate, but they're probably close enough, you know, unless you're actually going to be doing some recording, and then I would certainly tune it with something like this. There we go, that's gone in. Now what will happen is I'll tune 6th string to 1st string, and then I will automatically go back and do that whole thing again. I won't sit you through that because it's boring really. I'll speed up me tuning it the first time, but you can be assured that I will then go back and retune the whole thing again. So let's first tune all the way through. Now one of the things that you can do is that you can slightly overtune them to put a bit more stretch in them, but you have to be really careful about that because you are more likely to break it. Now I'm going to go through the whole process again. So, tuned it twice. Going to leave it for a while now, and then we'll retune it again, and we'll start work on the tremolo system. So we'll do that in the next video. So thanks so much for watching. If you've got any questions, please pop them down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers now, all the best, bye bye.